We made a 3-hour drive into a longer one by not hurrying, and still made it to Battambang in time for lunch at the White Rose, looking down over the center of town. But the main event of the day was still to come, the Bats of Battambang. This is just one of those free shows provided by nature. A gazillion Asian wrinkle-tipped bats, Cheraphon plicatus, which emerge from the caves of Phnom Sampo to go out for dinner. They eat their weight in insects every night, and we're glad they do. All the people there to watch the bats, like me, are a pretty good show too. A nice breakfast at our hotel. This large guy is Tadambang, sometimes called the founder of Battambang. First of all, it's really different from most statues I've seen in Asia. Plus, the backstory is weird. Tadambang was a peasant who found a magic stick and was able to usurp the king and take power. But the king's son got away, and Tadambang had a dream that some holy man was going to defeat him. So naturally, he issues an order to kill all the holy men. The king's son gets tipped off in advance, discovers a white horse that could fly, and takes off for the city. Tadambang sees him coming, and is like, uh-oh, this must be the thing. He throws his magic stick at him up in the air. It misses, and that's it. Tadambang runs off and is never heard of again, and the magic stick just plain disappears, which is what Battambang means, disappearing stick. And that's the guy they put here at a big intersection on National Road 5. Battambang is where Arn grew up. We visited the market, saw strange things, and made our way to a temple that was important to him in his childhood.
So let us walk around a little.
How old were you when you were here?
8 years old when I was 1974, right before the Khmer Rouge, when I was here and go to school here. It's not a regular school because we didn't have money. My parents starting to have no jobs for running the opera anymore because the war are approaching the city, and so I was sent here on my own, I think. Okay, so I serve the Buddhist monk, you know, the main guy here. I did cooking for him, and he asked me to go to school here to learn the Pali and Sanskrit, and then he said if I do well, he would send me to the regular school, which I did. You know,
and you were able to go to the regular school before the war started?
Yes, for probably almost a half year or so, and then the Khmer Rouge came in to the city.
He also remembered some fun times and places. Once upon a time, this was a working railroad out among the villages. Then, when it was too old-fashioned, kids, like Arn, played on it. And learned how to work things out with others. Now it's here for tourists, but the lessons are just as useful. This time, they moved over for us. Now we do the moving.
Kijk, zo wordt hij dus eventjes ontmanteld. Dan gaat hij gewoon dan even aan de kant. En dan mag hij voor je.
We even took a little break to let a few others by. Then we headed on. In the late afternoon, we drove out to Banan. Phnom, a small mountain with 358 steep and hairy steps leading up to a very early Khmer temple, which locals claim is a prototype for the later majesty of Angkor Wat and others. I lugged the 360 video stuff up to the top so I could at least try to record the feeling of the place in a deeply immersive way. At least I made it down. Checked out some products, some people, and an exquisite setting. That night in my room at the Bamboo, I played my first 360 video story from Cambodia for Arn and Morgs and Dekha, and they loved it. The next day, the road to Phnom Penh. We stopped for lunch at a beautiful restaurant in a garden set back from the road, owned and operated by the amazing Devi Heder, a successful restaurateur in Boston, now retired to her idea of fun at home in Cambodia, running a small vacation spot for families. Oh, and of course she knows and loves Arn, and vice versa.